The Good News from Matthew. Matthew, chapter 1. The family history of Jesus the Messiah, a descendant of David who was a descendant of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah. Their mother was Tamar. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon. Nahshon was the father of Shaman. Shaman was the father of Boaz, by Rahab the prostitute. Boaz was the father of Obed by Ruth. Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse was the father of King David. David was the father of Solomon, by Uriah's wife, Bathsheba. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the father of Abijah. Abijah was the father of Asaph. Asaph was the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was the father of Joram. Joram was the father of Uzziah. Uzziah was the father of Jotham. Jotham was the father of Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh. Manasseh was the father of Amon. Amon was the father of Josiah. Josiah was the father of Jeconiah, and his brothers. This was when the people were taken away to Babylonia. Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel. Shealtiel was the father of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel was the father of Abihud. Abihud was the father of Eliakim. Eliakim was the father of Azor. Azor was the father of Zadok. Zadok was the father of Achim. Achim was the father of Elihud. Elihud was the father of Elizur. Elizur was the father of Mathan. Mathan was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Joseph. Joseph was the husband of Mary, who was the mother of Jesus, who is called the Messiah. There are 14 generations from Abraham to King David, 14 generations from Solomon to the Babylonian exile, and 14 generations from the Babylonian exile to Jesus. The birth of Jesus the Messiah happened like this. His mother, Mary, was engaged to Joseph. Joseph and Mary had not had any sexual relations, but Mary learned she was pregnant. She was pregnant by the power of the Holy Spirit. Joseph was a good man who wanted to do the right thing. Joseph knew he was not the father of the baby, but he did not want to bring shame to Mary, so he thought about sending her away privately. While Joseph was thinking this over, an angel appeared to him in a dream. The angel said, "Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife. She is pregnant by the power of the Holy Spirit. She will have a son. She will name him Jesus because he will save his people from their sins." All this happened to complete what the Lord said through his prophet. "Look, a virgin will become pregnant and have a son. He will be called Emmanuel, which means, God is with us." After this dream, Joseph immediately did everything the angel had told him to do. So Joseph took Mary to be his wife. Joseph did not have sexual relations with her until she had her son, whom he named Jesus. Matthew, chapter 2. Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea during the time of King Herod. Wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. They asked, "Where is the baby that was born to be the King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to honor him." King Herod heard this and was frightened, and this frightened everyone in Jerusalem. Herod called together all the leading priests and experts of the law and asked them, "Where will the Messiah be born?" They told him, "He will be born in Bethlehem of Judea." This is what the prophet wrote, "Bethlehem of Judah, in no way are you the least important of the towns of Judah. For from you will come the king who will lead my people Israel." So King Herod called for a private meeting with the wise men. Herod learned from them the exact time they had first seen the star. Herod then sent them to Bethlehem. He told them, "Go search for the child. When you find him, come back and tell me, so I can go and show my respect." These men left as soon as they heard the king say that. Suddenly, they saw the star they had seen in the east. This made them very happy. The star began to move ahead of them, So they followed it until it stopped over the place where the child was. They went into the house and found the child with his mother, Mary. Then they bowed down to the ground to show their respect. They opened their gift boxes and gave him gold, incense, and myrrh. Later, the wise men were told in a dream not to go back to King Herod. So they found another way to return to their country. After they left, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. The angel told him, "Hurry! Take the child and his mother, and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you to return, because Herod will search for the boy and try to kill him." So that night Joseph took the child and his mother and ran away to Egypt. They stayed there until Herod died. This gave full meaning to what the Lord said through the prophet, "I called my son to come out of Egypt." Herod became very angry when he realized the wise men had tricked him, so he gave an order to kill all the children in Bethlehem and the surrounding area who were 2 years old and younger, according to time he learned from the wise men. This gave full meaning to what Jeremiah the prophet said. The sound of bitter crying can be heard in Ramah. Rachel is crying for her children and refuses to be comforted. All of her children are gone. Later, King Herod died. In Egypt, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. The angel said, "Get up and take the child and his mother back to the land of Israel. Those who wanted to kill him have died." So Joseph took the child and his mother back to the land of Israel. Joseph heard that Herod's son, Archelaus, was the new king in Judea, so he was afraid to go there. In a dream, he was told to go to the region of Galilee. So Joseph went there and settled in a town called Nazareth. This fulfilled what the prophets said, "He will be called a Nazarene."